indholdet i det her sted er, at en god bajer kræver også nogle gode venner. Gode. Og venner er jo stadig ukendte, som du ikke har mødt endnu.
Welcome to Last Call, sidste omgang.
Yep.
My name is Nikolai Bank, and on this podcast I go out and visit large and small bars and brune værtshuse. In this podcast I talk to bartenders and hopefully a guest or two, hear about the place, hear about the story, who's the typical guest, what makes this a special place, and of course what happens when it's time for sidste omgang, last call. And today I'm at the bar called Ved Gravens Rand, and with me is Eamon.
Hi, Nikolai.
Hello.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for seeing me. And this has been, I'm not going to say a long time coming, but we met before summer.
Yeah.
And now it's literally the last day of the summer vacation in Denmark.
Sidste omgang of summer, right?
Yeah. There you go. So today it's a Saturday night. Mm-hmm. It's what looks to be a big night here.
Yeah, it should start getting busy. It's I guess it's 6 o'clock, is it?
Yeah.
1800.
Yeah.
So about 7 we should start filling up usually.
Yeah.
It's July, so it's a bit different because people go on holidays at the same time, so the city empties out a little bit. But
so let's take a little bit of a step back. So we are at Gravens Rand today. Tell me a little bit about this place here where we are.
Okay, well, Gravens Rand is a very old bar. It's been here since 1888 when they built this building. So to our knowledge, and we've been told that it is the oldest bar in Fredericksburg. So we've been told previous kings visited here when they were in their summer residence in the park. Again, we've had sources who were local, so we're not sure exactly if that's factual, but we like to think so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of history here, and I think you can feel that in the walls. The first time I walked in here, it has that cozy feeling that some rooms have, but you just feel like a lot of people have been through here, and there's good vibrations in the place. So,
definitely, and I can see it's part of your. I'm looking at one of your T-shirts here.
Yeah.
Do you sponsor Celtic FC?
This is, Copenhagen Celtic, and they're based down in Valby. So a bit like us, they're a mixture of Danes and of expats.
Okay.
So there's a lot of Irish, a lot of Scots, Australians, Americans, Danes that play for them. So and that's kind of what our clientele base here is.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Great. So Gravens Rand, and that has to be a story to that name.
Well, yeah. So we're right beside the graveyard here, on Son of a Senvai. So Gravens Rand, as you know, is the edge of the grave. So we're about to fall into it. So that's why it's called that. To my knowledge, the bar is called Fasen Bodega officially, but Gravens Rand has been the nickname of the bar for a very, very long time. So we thought we'd go with that. So we took the Fasen Bodega down and just let it go with what the regulars have been calling it here for a very long time. Yeah.
And when you say we, who's we?
So me and two business partners took this place over, 2 other Irish men, in the summer of 2021, just coming out of Corona. And we'd been looking for a bar for about a year. And then we stumbled upon this one. We heard it was for sale, and we had a look, and we fell in love with it immediately. We felt it had so much potential. And as I said, from the minute we walked in, there was something in the air in here,
And just looking around at some of your patrons tonight, it's a mix of older locals and then younger. I don't know whether they're locals, but it's like you have like your 20s and your
it's
40s, 50s,
it's
or
definitely a mixed bag. And because it was a smoky bodega, a brown bodega, one of the things we wanted was a smoking outside, which of course upset some people. It's tradition here to smoke in smaller bars, but we just felt we wanted to be a local bar for everyone, and not everyone will come into a smoking place, but smokers can come into a non-smoking bar. So we felt that it was best served as a local bar for the locals and for everyone.
And it's just so great to see that people are now milling in. Some seem a little bit confused or surprised that so many tables are reserved.
Yes, yeah. Well, we have quite a bit big a booking this evening. We've a 50th birthday party, so there's 30 people booked in, and it's a guest who used to live in the area but now he lives in Australia. He was here last summer with his family. We got on very well, so he rang me a couple of months ago and said, "Can we book out half the bar?" And we said, "Hey, we can hold you tables." So they should be in any time now. We'll probably hear them milling in.
Yeah, I suspect so. I hope so, because that sounds like a great party that's going to take place.
For sure.
So who else are your customers apart from your 50-year birthday Australians?
So we definitely have a mixed bag of regulars. Of some of the people who used to drink here, a lot of them still come in on a daily basis just for the beer on their way home from work or their nighttime beer before they go to bed. And and it's not just people who drink alcohol. We get people in just for their coffee or their non-alcoholic beer or their soda, and it's definitely it's a good mixture of locals, Danes. Because we're foreign, we get quite a lot of Irish people in. Also a lot of expats in general, Americans, South Africans in the area, French, who just we have an international twist on the bar, so it's kind of for everybody. Yeah. And Copenhagen is such an international city now that we feel we're just kind of representing the demographic that's already here,
I was here a Friday early afternoon, a couple of months ago. I think around 1:32, and there was a couple of people that were just coming in and having a beer or three.
And
for
sure.
That was like the afternoon shift.
And we have the summer garden here beside us, so a lot of people take avail of that when the weather is good, especially people just walking by. And Sunner for Senvai is quite a long road with not a whole lot of shops on it, so people can be walking to Valbu or from Valbu and kind of on a warm day see the bar, see the garden and go, oh, maybe I'll have a quick beer, just to quench the thirst.
Good stuff.
On their way somewhere else.
And do you get much, traffic from the park next to it?
Yeah, for sure. We're not one of the main entrances to the park, but we surely get some in, and we get quite a lot of people. We were talking about Fasen Garden, the restaurant across the road too, and the staff from there come in here quite a bit. They send some customers our way. The zoo staff come in quite a bit, and they send some customers our way too. So, yeah.
I was we were talking about this just before I started recording, but I was at a very fancy dinner at Fasen Garden, and it finished around, I think, 12 or 1 on a early June, and then I came out here, and I was very surprised to see. So the bar was packed. It was midnight on a Friday. The bar was packed, and there must have been 100 people standing outside.
Okay, yeah.
So. Pretty good business, yeah?
Yeah, business has been going well. I think the first year in any business is tough to just keep your head above water, but we managed to do that. And I think some people were sceptical because we were foreign people coming in to an old bodega and putting our twist on it. But a lot of people told me that they were upset to hear what was going to happen, that there was going to be non-smoking. But they came back to us. We have a lot of music on here. Everybody loves music. We've got some fantastic musicians, and we put on quizzes, and we show some important sporting events as well. So our idea was just to be part of the community and a place for people to meet in the area who are living here.
Yeah. So in terms of drink, I suppose there must be a bit of an Irish twist to that.
It certainly is. So by far our biggest seller is Guinness, and we like to think that we have the best pint of Guinness in Copenhagen, if not Denmark. I've been working in bars in Ireland since I was 14, so I like to think I know what it takes to pull a good pint of Guinness too. Yeah. So we have a very short line from tap to keg, which is extremely important. We sell volumes. We sell a lot. That's about 30% of our sales. So that tap doesn't stop running. From when we open to when we close, the tap is going all day.
Wow!
And the lines are kept very clean. So all those things really add to it. So we like to think we have a really, really good pint of Guinness here.
And do you have something special that can only be bought here?
Yeah, I think so. We have we have a good selection of whiskies, and we have an Irish whiskey, Middleton, a bottle from 1999, and it's one of only 201 bottles made in the world, so there might not be many left, but there's not much left in that bottle either, but there's a little drop if anyone wants to come in and drop it. It's not cheap, but it's very, very good. I have sampled it. Yeah.
Is that your favorite, or what's your favorite?
I really like Redbreast 12, which is a bit more affordable and is also a fantastic whiskey, a 12-year-old single pot still from Ireland too. Yeah, it's also a really good one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the clients in some of the brown bars, you have like a øl med sidevogn, you have a beer with some bitter on the side.
Okay,
you have something like that here, or?
Well, I think a lot of the clients here who come in and kind of have a sidecar or whatever you want to call it have turned to, because we've quite a good whiskey collection. Even today, there's one of the gentlemen. He's a pint of Guinness and a Bushmills, which is an Irish whiskey. One of the ladies is a beer, be it an IPA, and a Monkey Shoulder, which is a Scotch whiskey. So we do sell a lot of whiskey. It's probably our biggest seller. You still get people drinking the bitters and the schnapps around Christmas and things, but whiskey is definitely probably our biggest spirit that we sell.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So, what about you? What's your story? You said you started to work in bars when you were 14 years old.
So Ireland was a bit different. I don't think that would be legal anymore. But in the 90s, I started all my family worked in bars. My siblings, and in the 90s, I was the youngest of four, and my brother got me a job cleaning glasses in one of the local bars, and I was there for a very long time. I was on and off there for about 18 years. So I grew up in the bar business, quite literally, and it was a great experience. It really teaches you a lot about people. You learn a lot about just the psychology of how people think and work. When you see people drunk, you see them at their best and at their worst. So you get to know people quite well, and just learn a little bit about life and grow up a little bit. In a different way.
But besides the bars, you've also been in the music business?
Yeah. So I trained as a musician, and I was in college studying too, and I went and worked as a professional musician on the road for about 10 years. Corona kind of put an end to that. I'd moved to Denmark to play music full-time up here. Corona came along and all the gigs got cancelled, of course, and then so I threw my hat back into the bar game, because the opening here was a little bit easier than Ireland. In Ireland, because I went home for the start of Corona and was kind of stuck, if you like, at home for 3 months, and before I got back to my home here in Copenhagen. And bars had started reopening, so there was a little bit of work, and I needed to work. So I threw my hat back into the bar game here, and I just remembered how much I loved it. And I think I was at an age where the kind of life of a musician of being on the road all the time, and the late nights and the unhealthy eating when you're away from home, was just taking its toll. I was ready for a job where I'd go to work and then go home, go home to bed.
So this podcast is called Sidste Omgang, or Last Call. What time is your last call?
So on the weekends it's 2 a.m. We're a bit more, a bit earlier during the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday it's 12, and on Thursdays it's 1 o'clock. And Sunday is kind of, we see how it is. If it's busy, we stay open a little bit later. We can stay open till 2. It's our license, but usually Sunday we're done by 12. Yeah. So.
And what is your routine with last calls?
So we'll usually give people a shout about maybe 20 minutes before, 25 minutes. Tell them that the bar is going to shut down soon. Do they want to order a drink? Because it's not nice to kind of say to people let them order a drink and then throw them out in the street. So we want to give them 20-25 minutes to have a beer if they need one, and then head out into the night if they want to go on somewhere else. We're not the latest bar in Copenhagen, of course. Copenhagen nightlife it goes on all night until the morning. But because we're quite residential, 2 a.m. is as late as we're going to go. So we let people order the last beer, and then if they need that plastic glass when they're going, they can take that with them as well, of course.
Yeah, that's of course a key question, right? Can you get your beer to go?
Yeah, of course. I think it would be nice to go green in some way and not be using plastic all the time, and I don't know how we'd go about that.
No.
But for sure, yeah.
Well, I did see some. I'm not sure we can call it recycling, but when I was here the last time, there was one of your patrons who had his Stein glass.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of, if not recycling, then at least reuse going on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but yeah, people can get their beers to go. They can take their bottles with them and pant them themselves if they want, you know. Yeah. But it's very different to home. Last orders here, because as I was telling you before, in Ireland, last orders, people, you tell them it's time to go, and it takes at least an hour to get them out the door. So it's a lot easier in Denmark. People kind of understand the rules, I think, and they're not too hard to go. Danish people are very respectful. When you tell them it's time, they'll go, you know, which is easy, and it's nice. Yeah.
What about yourself as a bartender? What do you do after last call?
I used to sit down and have my own few beers, but as I was telling you, we have a baby on the way, me and my girlfriend, so I think those days might be over. Maybe a quick non-alcoholic and jump back on the bike and get home to her. We're expecting in a couple of months, so
congratulations.
Thank you very much. She needs all my help now that I can give her at the moment.
Yeah. And what would you say to somebody that's considering to stop by here?
I think, look, we pride ourselves on good service and a friendly atmosphere. We don't abide any kind of intimidation or homophobia or racism. So this is a place for everybody, you know, and we want everybody to feel welcome and to feel safe. And we've made that very clear from day one. And so if you come in here, you'll be very welcome. You'll be surrounded by other people who are welcoming and friendly. The set out of the bar, as you've seen, it's very open. They're big tables. People have to sit in with each other. It sparks conversation. It makes people make new friends. And the bar itself, the shape of it just invites conversation. And that's what we wanted here. That's why we're not really a sports bar. We don't show everything. We show the very big events. So if Denmark national football team are playing, the Rugby World Cup, these kind of things. But the TV is by no way on all the time, because we really want people to engage in conversation. Otherwise, we have music on Sundays, a wonderful session that's really taken off here. That's hosted by Desi Higgins, who's an Irish musician who's been based here for about 30 years now. His daughter Selma is top of the charts at the moment. Selma Higgins, you might have heard her song Sunlight. Well, she's no worries, she's flying very high at the minute. So Desi is a fantastic musician, and he hosts our session every Sunday, which has brought a lot of people our way. And then we've quizzes and all sorts of events, but we post everything on Instagram and on our Facebook. As far as I know, we're groundsrand_CPH. Yeah.
And we're rolling. And here we are at Gravens with Desi.
Yeah, my name is Desi Higgins. Come from Dublin in Ireland, and I've been living in Denmark for 27 years now.
Yeah,
playing music all around.
And you're just here today, just dropping by, or are you going to play later?
Dropping by to no, not tonight, but tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon we have our the final of our national sport in Ireland. This is at 4:00, so we have a jam session every Sunday here at Grounds Rant, and I run it. But tomorrow we'll play from 2 until 3:45, and then after for a half an hour, so as people can come in and sit down and see our national sport, as well as hear some folk music before and after. So that's basically, I come here every Sunday. Eamon and Pat and Will, there's 3 owners here.
Yeah.
We've become great friends. I know Eamon a long time from the road, travelling around and that.
Yeah.
And Pat, so we're sort of very good friends. And it's also nice to come in here now. It's very relaxed atmosphere of a pub. They put their mark on it. It's a very old bodega type place.
Yeah.
Definitely the oldest place in Frederiksberg. and it's been given a new look. They haven't changed much, but it's like being sort of open to more people. Whereas, for example, I've been up and down the street for many times, and I've seen it. And it's usually in the day I was up and down here, but I never actually saw it open. But I knew it was a bar, but I was never in it. But they've turned it into a very friendly, open, and especially on Sunday we have kids, dogs, we have, and people that come and they love it so much that they will come back.
And how does this, if not compare, but relate to some of the Irish pop culture? Not pop culture, but pop culture.
It's sort of it shows what Irish places are like too. You know, I mean we also have our rough places in Ireland, but the bar was always, and they were usually small bars, not big bars. Bodegas are small and they're hugely, well, for some people. But in Ireland we had the same type of thing with smoking and drinking, but very similar. It's friendly places. That's the Danish tradition. Is the bodega.
And of course, there's some argument about smoking inside or outside. But here they made a decision, right, to smoke outside.
Yeah, I think it's what it's done. It's sort of cleaned them up a bit. For example, if you go into a bodega and you have people sitting around smoking, and you know, it's kind of, I smoke for many years, and it really didn't bother me that much. But when I see it without it now, it's like, well, it's very easy for me to go outside and have a cigarette, and it doesn't bother me at all. So I think it's a great thing. Really good. Yeah.
So what is it that you think that makes Gravens Rand different from some of these Irish bars that we have? Because there are those called Old Irish and New Irish and Medium Irish, whatever they're called, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're not. But I won't say anything bad about them because I used to play in them. But Gravens Rand is they're taking on a tradition that was there, which is a big advantage when you take over a bar, is that you do have a base to work on, to make it as the best that you can make it. You know, for example, they have a quiz now, and they have a record night where you bring in a record and you can play it and people can discuss it. And then when the winter months come in, or falls, we have music on a Friday and Saturday. And then they have a songwriting session on a Thursday sometimes. And pub quiz, I said. So they're sort of trying to make it interesting more than just a drinking place, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's very engaging, right? That people can, socialize, and the bar is, very open. It sort of almost, if not forces you, but it certainly makes it a lot easier to talk to the people sitting next to you, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's some of the places can be very sort of compartmentalized, whereas this is just open and engaging, right? And there was actually a person that I don't know that well that actually recommended me this place.
Yeah, okay.
And he said, I think you should, stop out on the other side of
the bar
and see what's out there. So
but I think the reason it's happening here very, very well is the fact that your bartender, right, is a big part of the bar. It's not just pulling drink and giving it to you. It's a way of, for example, Eamon. He's so experienced at what he does. He's been doing it since he was a kid. And he knows how to, if you're sitting there and there's another person sitting there that he doesn't think would suit you, he won't introduce you to him. But he may introduce you to someone that's sitting over there, because he has already sussed them out. He knows exactly who they are. So he said, well, they go well together, or that. That's the sort of thing we're seating people, you know. He's very good at moving people around, to make it hyggeligt.
Yeah, to make it hyggeligt, just like a conductor almost.
That sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A bartender is like worth his weight in gold to be able to, to work the place. But you do find that a well-run bar is a friendly bar is good for everybody. You know? Yeah. We're trying to keep the music dynamic, and from 8 to 10, you don't have to play like from 8 to 1. If you give them something really good, and then they can relax after it and think over it, rather than the old Irish bars, they have the musician on from 8 until 2 in the morning. I wouldn't listen to the Rolling Stones for that long, or anybody for that matter. No. So it's sort of give them something nice and then take it away. Yeah, that's good.
En frikadelleburger.
En frikadelleburger til morgenmad.
Ja.
Ja, Bjarne, jeg har en podcast, der hedder Sidste Omgang, og jeg er jo inspireret af den bog, der hedder Stamsteder. Der forstår jeg, der er du med i.
Der har jeg 4 sider.
Der har du 4 sider. Og er det herfra, eller hvor er det fra?
Det er herfra.
Det er herfra, ja. Jeg tror, du var her sidste gang, jeg var her.
Det går lidt ud over min hukommelse.
Det går lidt ud over din hukommelse. Bjarne, sidste omgang, det handler jo om, hvad der gør de her barer særligt. Hvad gør Gravens Rand særligt for dig?
Fuck. Det er svært at sige. Men altså, nu har jeg kendt Gravens Rand i snart 50 år. 49. Og dengang jeg kom her, der var det som 15-årig eller 16-årig, så var der ikke nogen, der spurgte, hvor gammel man var. Man kunne købe en øl, og man kunne spille noget billard, og putte nogle penge i de enarmede, og man kunne... Ja, der var ingen alder på den dengang. Så kom vi tilbage i 85 eller 88, tror jeg det var, og det var stadig det samme. Så da de der irske banditter overtog det. De har lært et eller andet i Dublin fra de gamle vikinger, men de overtog det og lavede det så røgfrit. Nej. Det gør man ikke, men så kom man ned en søndag. Jeg har hørt, de havde, søndagsdame, og ja, så skulle jeg ud på gaden og ryge. Okay, det er da i orden. Ned og høre mere musik, og så blev det væk. Og det... Så lærte jeg efterhånden musikerne at kende. Og
Så de er tilgivet for rygeforbuddet, eller?
De er tilgivet for rygeforbuddet, og det er faktisk ganske fedt at stå der udenfor og snakke med musikerne. Nogle gange på engelsk, nogle gange på dansk. Altså, mange af dem kan godt dansk. Emil, vi oplærer ham i at snakke dansk, ikke? Altså, og det fungerer. Det fungerer virkelig, at der er sådan sammenhold mellem irerne og danskerne. Altså, vi er ikke en verden til forskel. Og så kommer der altså også nogle skotter og nogle englænder og svensker og tyskere. Men vi har det hyggeligt. Det er i forhold til gamle dage. Så man slår ikke på hinanden med det, men det var tæt på. Her, hvis der er en kontrovers, så giver man en krammer. Det holder jeg rigtig meget af.
Ja.
Du skal bare være hyggelig. Og det er et eller andet, det primære lige for øjeblikket her. Det er at være hyggelig. Du skal ikke tjene den. Du skal bare ikke være... Du skal ikke komme og sætte dig ned, og her er jeg. Du skal være...
Det er jo lidt specielt i dag, fordi der er så mange borde, der er reserveret. Der kommer en fest senere, et selskab, forstår jeg. Hvordan vil der være en anden lørdag aften?
Der vil være mange af stamgæsterne. Ikke mange, men en del af stamgæsterne, der hygger sig, og så vil der sandsynligvis komme nogen fra Copenhagen Business School, og lige hygge sig igen. Altså, det er et hyggeværtshus på en eller anden måde, men også et festværtshus. Men ikke fest og farver, det er bare sådan, hvor man er her med gode venner. Altså, alle de folk, jeg oplever komme her, de er fandens dejlige. Altså, jeg har lyst til at kramme dem, ikke? Altså, men mange af dem er lidt sky, når de kommer. Men når de så finder ud af, hvad indholdet det her sted, i det her sted er, det er... Indholdet i det her sted er, at en god bajer kræver også nogle gode venner. Gode. Og venner er jo stadig ukendte, som du ikke har mødt endnu. Og jeg har mødt mange her, som hvad er det for en spøjs person, der kommer der? Men fuck, når man så lige får snakket lidt mere om, så er han sgu meget fin. Og vi har stadig nogle af de gamle stamgæster dernede, som en, jeg holder rigtig meget af, han hedder Bengt. Og, han kommer og drikker et stort krus øl. Og
han var her dengang, jeg var her. Han har sådan et stort glas, og så får han 2 tuborg.
Ja.
Og så, hvad gør han så? Han hælder dem op i?
Nemlig.
Ja.
Og men hold kæft, han er en dejlig dreng. Han er 5 år yngre end mig, men jeg holder af ham. Og jeg prøver at tease ham hver gang med, at nu skal jeg have hans mor med i zoologisk have. Hun er 90.
Så det lykkes Amon og de nye ejere at få nogle af stamgæsterne med over i det nye setup, om man vil.
Ja, det gjorde det. Men nogle af stamgæsterne, de foretrækker ikke være her. Men den ældste stamgæst, som kommer, Steffen, han kommer stadig. Så han er, jeg tror, 72, hvis jeg husker rigtigt. Og han kan godt lide at komme og høre musikken. Han kan ikke lide priserne. Det steg jo, da irerne overtog. Men ja, det skal også til.
Ja. Bjarne, er der noget særligt, du tænker, du vil fortælle om Gravens Rand? Hvis der er nogen, der tænker, om de har lyst til at stoppe forbi her, hvad vil du så sige til dem?
Kom en søndag ved 15-tiden. Musikertid. Nogle gange starter det tidligere, nogle gange starter det senere. Og ja, hvis du ikke har tænkt dig at drikke rigtig meget, så sørg for, at du i alle tilfælde har tid til en 18-tiden. Det er der, de plejer at stoppe. Jeg har også oplevet, at de har stoppet kl. 20. Og nogle gange kom i god tid, fordi det værste, jeg har oplevet hernede, jeg vil ikke sige det værste, men det mest spøjse, det er 20 musikere. Der er ikke plads til ret mange publikummer. Men selvfølgelig spiller de alle sammen ikke på samme tid, men ja. Hvad jeg allermest vil bede om, det er, hvis der er nogen, der kan spille et rimeligt instrument, så kom forbi og spil. Så, men hvis du gerne vil prøve, og kan, du skal ikke komme her og øve dig på din blokfløjte, men så er de meget åbne for andre musikere. Og jeg nyder det ganske simpelthen, at det er så åbent.
So for the month of August, because of this podcast, if someone comes in and says "Sista omgang" when they order a drink themselves, of course, they'll get a free shot of the bartender's choosing.
Oh, my brother-in-law's at the match. Oh, that's presumably lost. Right.
Well, I hope that I don't fall in love with you. 'Cause falling in love just makes me blue. Well, the music plays and you display a part for me to see. I had a beer and now I hear you calling out to me. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the room lonesome just like me. I wonder would you like some company? Well, I turn around and look at you, light a cigarette. I wish I had the guts to pull one, but we never met. And I hope that I don't fall in love with you. Well, the night does funny things inside of a man. These old town cat feelings you don't understand. Well, I turn around and look at you. You look back at me. The guy you're with me's up and split the chair next to you's free. And I hope that you don't fall in love with me. It's closing time. The music's fading out. That's half the drinks, I'll have another stout. Well, I turn around and look at you, nowhere to be found. I search the place for your lost face.